We are back. I know it's been a while since I've actually done a YouTube video, but first of all, let me just say that I got back last night, back home, after spending about 8 or 9 days in Pittsburgh. First of all, let me say thank you to all of you who sent their condolences on the death of my mother. It was actually a celebration of life while I was there, passed without any pain, and it was actually a beautiful thing. And during that funeral time, I learned more that I didn't even know about my mother from talking to friends, relatives, pharmacists, an electrician, anybody that came in contact with her. It was a lesson that I needed to hear. It was a lesson I needed to learn. And I came back in a different place. During that same 8 days when I was there, unfortunately, it couldn't happen prior to my mother's passing. My daughter gave birth to my grandson, Cooper. And I got to be there for that. And that was really cool. And getting to hold him and hug him and look at that little peanut and just wishing him well as he grows was just a blessing, to say the least. So again, thank you for the congratulations on that front. Thank you for the condolences on the other side. Lose one, gain one is an old adage. And I came back last night. Feels good to get back home. It was difficult to leave that house where I was born and raised. And we're going to move on now. So it was a growing experience for me. Today we're going to talk about this. Ashwagandha. Funny sounding entity, ashwagandha. And I want you to remember this. If we look real deep inside, let's see if I focus. I don't know if that'll focus or not. It says the ingredient is KSM-66. KSM-66. Registered trademark. And again, you don't see many natural extracts. Ashwagandha, a root, picture of it. It's a flower called Withonia somnifera. Now, it's intriguing that the Latin name for this plant that was given to this plant includes the Latin for sleep. Now, a new double-blind, randomized, placebo-controlled human clinical trial. It doesn't get any better than that. And in the natural world, we don't see much of that. But this new study that I'm going to quote from today puts into perspective that if you're struggling with certain things, this may be the answer. And I'm going to be honest with you. I've got this out front. I've had it. I've had a few people come in and ask about it. The intriguing thing is it's really inexpensive. So for a plant-sourced herbal extract that says on its label supports resistance to fatigue. How do you define resistance to fatigue? In other words, are we saying that this is an adrenaline booster? Maybe. But it's intriguing when you look at something that stops fatigue. How's it do it? By fixing sleep. And I will tell you, I just had a young couple in here. The mom in the family going through premenopause, the dad going through andropause. And it was really intriguing to talk to both of them because both of them were struggling with energy during the day and sleep at night. Had I thought about it, this may have been the solution, but I'm going to do some more intensive testing with them to find out some of the reasons why. So I'm sharing with you today that if you hear something you like, and as I said, oftentimes you want something that's made in the USA. This is a product by Jarrow Formulas. I do like a lot of the things Jarrow has. I like the fact that they have a lot number on every single bottle. They have their phone number on every single bottle. They have the source on every single bottle, and they're based in Los Angeles, California, and they make a quality product. Let me read to you this study from the Journal of Psychology Medicine. Stress is a state of mental or emotional strain or tension. I think we all can relate to that, which can lead to underperformance and adverse clinical conditions. Adaptogens. Now, we've talked about adaptogens before over the years. Adaptogens are something that makes the body adapt to stress. If a level in the body is too high, adaptogens bring it down. If some level of a hormone in the body is too low, adaptogens bring it up. Simple. Sounds like a super drug, doesn't it? It says this: adaptogens are herbs that help in combating stress. Ayurvedic clinical text, animal studies, and clinical studies describe ashwagandha as a safe and effective adaptogen. The aims of this study was to evaluate the safety and efficacy of a high concentration, full spectrum extract of ashwagandha roots in reducing stress and anxiety and improving the general well-being of adults who were under stress. God, this could be for everybody, right? Settings: single center, prospective, double-blind, randomized, placebo-controlled trial. Now, the intriguing thing is, as I've said many, many times, the root of a lot of these studies very rarely, if ever, happen in the United States, unfortunately, which means I have to dig over and over again into European journals or Asian journals to find studies that are being done. Instead of always being pharmaceuticals. Now, watch that nonsense of that debate last night on TV. What a joke that was. But in there, they talked about drug prices, again, being so high and the clinical trials that cost so much money to do. But this study is coming out of India. Now, again, I'm not saying that this is meaning we should buy something that's produced in India. I'm not saying that. The study was done there, okay? Total of 64 subjects with a history of chronic stress were enrolled in the study after performing relevant clinical examinations and laboratory tests. Took 64 people aside who said, yep, chronic stress. Then they ran a whole series of blood work and assessments. These included a measurement of serum, that went to blood, cortisol, and assessing their scores on standard stress assessment questionnaires. So they measured serum cortisol. I'm still a fan of saliva cortisol, much better in my opinion. They were randomized to either the placebo control group or the study treatment group and were asked to take one capsule twice a day for a period of 60 days. Ashwagandha. What happened? During the treatment period, on day 15, day 30, and day 45, a follow-up telephone call was made to all subjects to check for treatment compliance and to note any adverse reactions. So they actually, because human nature says, I'll take it for a couple of days, didn't notice anything, I stop. But what they're saying here, using the proper form of a high concentrate, full spectrum extract from the ashwagandha plant, which is what they used, you got to take it for the 60-day period. Final safety and efficacy assessments were done on day 60. Results. The treatment group that was given the high concentration full spectrum ashwagandha root extract, again called KSM66, exhibited a significant reduction in scores on all ALL of the stress assessment scales on day 60 relative to the placebo group. The serum cortisol levels were substantially reduced in the ashwagandha group relative to the placebo group. The adverse effects were mild in nature and were comparable in both groups. No serious adverse events were reported. Conclusion: the findings of these studies suggest that a high concentration, full spectrum ashwagandha root extract safely and effectively improved an individual's resistance towards stress and thereby improves self-assessed quality of life. KSM 66 is an ashwagandha root extract made by Biomed, Los Angeles, California. You can find KSM on the internet. We have it here. It's a non-GMO, full spectrum, 300 milligrams per one capsule one capsule twice a day for a period of 60 days. And I'm going to tell you, this is a 60-day supply in this bottle. Any guess of the price? $22.99. Amazing how well that kind of an adaptogen can work for somebody that's struggling. I will have copies of this study here if you want to grab one. Just give us a call at 678-228-8900, 678-228-8900. Before I go today, I want to tell you that tomorrow, now that I'm back in gear again, tomorrow on the show, I am going to counteract, and I've got a whole pile of stuff here, a study that came out December 23rd that sort of flew under the radar, thank God. And it says supplements linked with increased disease reoccurrence in breast cancer patients. Another one of those studies that came out that said, told you not to take those supplements, but I will give you contraindications to this, tell you why this study was so flawed, and why this one, I'm sure, is being carried by every oncologist and will continue to be. And will continue to tell patients over and over again to not take supplements. That's tomorrow's show. On Saturday, I'm going to do a pretty long show on fasting, intermittent fasting. Hot subject right now. Did it myself for 21 days. I'm going to tell you a little bit more about that. We're going to do an intense show this upcoming Saturday morning at 9 a.m. live. What I suggest you do is sign up, that you will get an email every day to have these shows sent to you so you can continue to keep abreast with your daily dose of what's going on from the perspective of health. Now, as I finish up today, just a few things that were in the New England Journal of Medicine I was carrying from last week. Coronavirus death toll passes SARS. They didn't think that would ever happen. The novel coronavirus has claimed now over 1,800 lives in China to date, Reuters reports. Citing the country's National Health Commission, the death toll has officially passed those of SARS, over 50,000 confirmed cases. Just one case of HPV vaccine may help prevent cervical disease. A single dose of the human papillomavirus vaccine is associated with a significant reduction in cervical disease. Used to take 2, now they're saying 1. Clinical conversations on intermittent fasting. Intermittent fasting has salutary effects. Dr. Mark Matheson, co-author of a recent New England Journal of Medicine review on the topic, discusses how he assesses the practice, how he managed to skip breakfast for the past 30 years. We'll bring that to the table again this upcoming Saturday. Methadone, effective but underused for opioid use disorders. Methadone seems superior to other treatments for opioid use disorders. Again, we have a problem in this country that needs to be addressed. Coronavirus case in Wisconsin. U.S. recorded its 12th case of novel coronavirus infection on Wednesday. An adult in Wisconsin who had recently traveled to Beijing and had contact with people who were ill. The person is recovering at home. So that's what's in the news, for what it's worth. Again, to reach me, to reach the staff, to set up your own personal consult time, call us here at the office at 678-228-8900, 678-228-8900. I look forward to working with you. You can reach us on our website at thenutritionshop, SHOPPE.net, thenutritionshop.net. God bless you, folks. And I'll see you back here tomorrow. Take care.